Sunlight streamed through the window. It painted playful patterns on the bedroom floor. Lily and her brother Tom were lost in a world of their own. They were draped in colorful fabrics, giggling as they paraded in their makeshift costumes. The air buzzed with the carefree energy of a summer afternoon. Laughter echoed through the old house, each giggle a testament to the day's simple joy. It was a day for imagination, a day for childhood dreams to take flight. The old wooden chest in the corner overflowed with forgotten finery. Feathered hats, silken scarves, and beaded necklaces lay scattered around the room. Each piece held the echoes of a bygone era, whispering tales of elegant parties and grand balls. Tom, sporting a pirate's eye patch and a feather boa, chased Lily, who was draped in a lace curtain and a crown of wilting flowers. Their laughter bounced off the walls, a symphony of pure, unadulterated joy. It was a sound that chased away shadows, a sound that spoke of a time when worries were non-existent and the world was full of wonder. For a few precious hours, the real world, with its complexities and concerns, faded away. All that mattered was the magic they were creating within the four walls of their playroom. In the far corner of the room stood a mirror. Unlike the other furniture, polished and gleaming, the mirror was an anomaly. It was large and unframed, its edges disappearing into the shadows of the room. Its surface was clouded as if time had breathed a thin veil of dust upon it. Yet it commanded attention, drawing the eye with an unsettling magnetism. Its presence was a stark contrast to the cheerful chaos of the room. The mirror was an heirloom, a silent sentinel that had watched generations come and go. Its silvered surface, once pristine, was now mottled with age, a network of fine cracks tracing its length and breadth. It had witnessed countless joys and sorrows, its glassy eyes absorbing the secrets of the house and its inhabitants. Some said it was a portal, a gateway to another realm, but those were just stories whispered by the flickering firelight. Lily, in her world of make-believe, rarely paid attention to the old mirror. It stood forgotten, half hidden in the shadows, holding its secrets close. But today, something was different. Perhaps it was the way the sunlight glinted off its surface, or maybe it was the unusual stillness that seemed to emanate from it, but something drew Lily's gaze toward the enigmatic object. She paused in her play, her laughter dying in her throat as she turned to face the mirror. Tom, caught up in his swashbuckling adventure, didn't notice her sudden stillness. He continued his playful pursuit, his wooden sword raised high. But Lily stood frozen, her eyes wide with a dawning terror, for the reflection staring back at her from the mirror was not her own. Lily's breath hitched in her throat. The reflection in the mirror wasn't mimicking her movements. It showed her standing still, her eyes wide with terror, while in the room she was caught in mid-giggle, her hand clutching a string of pearls. The reflection was wrong, off, like a recording, out of sync. A shiver, cold and sharp, ran down her spine. In the mirror's depths, where her laughing image should have been, stood a stranger. It was a girl, about Lily's age, but with eyes that glittered with an unnatural light. Her smile was a grotesque parody of Lily's own, wide and unnerving. The figure in the mirror moved then, reaching out a hand as if beckoning Lily closer. Her voice, a low whisper that seemed to slither from the mirror's depths, sent chills down Lily's spine. Panic clawed at her throat, choking her. Her fingers, still entwined with the pearls, tightened, the beads digging into her skin. The laughter died in her throat, replaced by a silent scream that echoed only in the confines of her own mind. She wanted to look away, to break free from the hypnotic gaze of the mirror, but she couldn't. It was as if an invisible force held her captive, her feet rooted to the spot. The world around her, once filled with the joyful sounds of their play, seemed to fade away. The sunlight streaming through the window dimmed, replaced by a cold, oppressive darkness that emanated from the mirror. The air grew heavy, thick with an unseen menace. Lily felt a scream rise in her chest, a primal cry for help, but it died in her throat, trapped by the suffocating fear that held her in its icy grip. "Tom!" Lily finally choked out, her voice a strangled whisper. Her eyes darted from her brother's oblivious form to the horrifying spectacle in the mirror. But Tom, lost in his own world of pirates and treasures, didn't hear her. He continued his playful assault, his laughter echoing through the room, oblivious to the terror that gripped his sister.